I was also interested in finding someone who really treasured and valued CSU and was connected to our ethics and our values as an institution. And I think I found that person in Jack Graham. Jack was a CSU student here. He played football, quarterback for the Rams in the 1970s. He went on to an extraordinarily successful career in business where he accomplished all of those things. Built organizational structures, identified leadership teams, managed successful organizations, set up cultures that settled for nothing less than excellence. I think that in Jack, we find someone with those traits, but also someone with a big vision for what Ram Athletics can do for Colorado State University. We find someone who's relentlessly committed to excellence and someone who shares my passion for accountability and not settling for anything less in athletics, as we've not settled for anything less than excellence in the university as a whole. I'm excited about where Ram Athletics is going. I think it is a big part of a successful university, and I think that Jack Graham, our new athletic director, is going to be a critically important piece of taking us there. Ladies and gentlemen, Colorado State University's new athletic director, Mr. Jack Graham.
Well, the first thing I'd like to say is how sincerely honored I am to have the opportunity, and I do view it to be an incredibly large opportunity that's going to have lots of challenges associated with it. But I really am very honored to have the opportunity to serve as CSU's athletic director, and I'm very excited to get to work. And we're at work. I feel like I've been drinking from a fire hose for the last week or so, and I'm ready to go to work. I think there's a couple things I'd like to touch base with you guys about. First one is I'd like to talk about why it is I decided to take this job. First and foremost, I would say that I was driven by the appreciation that I have and the respect that I have for CSU overall and its academic excellence. This is a great institution. In my opinion, it's one of the best in the country, and in my opinion as well, it's a really well-kept secret. There aren't a lot of people outside sort of the immediate CSU community that know how great our university is. From my perspective, I personally got a great education here. When I left CSU in 1975, I was well equipped to go into the workforce. I got a great education. My youngest daughter is a senior at CSU studying agricultural economics right now, and she talks constantly about the experiences that she's having and how accessible her professors are, and how she feels as if she's being treated as a customer, and that people really care about her as a student. My youngest brother is a vet in California. He went to UC Davis, which is an excellent veterinarian school. But he collaborates constantly with Colorado State University. He's an infectious disease specialist, and so he's talking to CSU all the time because it's his view that the CSU Vet School is the best one in the country. So it's very personal to me. I've had personal experiences that have substantiated just how great an institution Colorado State University is. And that said, I do believe that our athletic programs can contribute, if not lead, an effort to change the outside world's knowledge and view of our university. So I think athletics plays a very, very important role at CSU. Tony and I spent an extensive amount of time talking to each other about the purpose of athletics at CSU, and in general, what's the purpose of athletics at any university, any great university, because it's a big topic, it's a big business. So why is it that athletics is so important, and should it be so important? I needed to know where Tony stands on that question, and frankly, I needed to know where I stand myself on that question, because I wanted to make sure if I was going to come back and take on this assignment, it had meaning. And I came to the conclusion, and Tony and I are 100% aligned on this, that it does have real significant meaning. We can do two things with athletics at CSU. Number one, we can send a signal. The signal about our university, not just our athletic programs, but the CSU University at large, about the quality of our leadership, about the quality of our standards, how high our standards are, and our ability to deliver results. And if we're performing well at CSU athletically, we send a signal of excellence. The message that's delivered by people who see us perform athletically is that we do have great leadership, that we do have high standards, and that we can deliver results. And we're determined that the athletic program of CSU is going to project that signal and that image to the rest of the world. It creates what I call the virtuous cycle. If in fact we are successful in athletics, the rest of the world sees that we've got talent, not just athletic talent, but it brings more talent to our to our university. It brings more money and capital to our university, and all of that creates more opportunities for our university. And with more opportunities, it means we need to go out and get more money and more talent, and that's the virtuous cycle that gets created. And so athletics can play a meaningful role in helping to contribute to the growth and success of Colorado State University at large, not just in our athletic programs. But there are three things that are abundantly clear. Number one, this will be a program of squeaky clean integrity. We are one of 17 institutions, universities nationwide that's never had a major violation in the NCAA. And that record is going to be upheld. It's not something that we take for granted. We've accomplished that. We're not going to take that for granted. We'll talk about it consistently and constantly, and we're going to do both. We are going to have a squeaky clean institution. We are going to adhere to all the rules in fact and in spirit, and we're going to win. So that's number one. We will be a program of integrity. All of our athletic programs will be programs of integrity. Number two is what I call academic excellence. We have a great track record with our student athletes. We graduate more students, more student athletes than the general population at CSU, and that can be maintained. And there's other things that we can do to continue to advance academic excellence within the student athletic community at CSU. So we're fully committed to that as well. And the third thing is we're going to win. We are going to win. We have some initial standards that we're going to hold ourselves to in the beginning about winning a certain minimum percentage of our games and our matches, et cetera. And we're going to deliver on those results. The culture within CSU athletics going forward will be a culture of accountability and a culture of results. We're here to deliver results. The results aren't just winning, but winning is absolutely one of the results that we have to deliver. The integrity and the academic excellence goes along with that as well, but we are going to win. Ultimately, I want to see our football program be a consistently top 25 ranked football team in the country. I want to see us playing in bowl games every year. I want our basketball programs to be consistently competing for conference titles and championships. I want us in NCAA tournaments, and all of the other athletic programs at CSU should be competing for conference titles and postseason play. So we have high standards and expectations with regard to winning, with regard to integrity, and with regard to academic excellence. I just want to make clear, my expectation of what my job is as the athletic director at CSU. I don't get to draw X's and O's. I don't get to go out in the field and compete. Nobody on the administrative staff of the athletic department gets to do those things. We exist to enable the rest of the CSU athletic department to succeed, the coaches and the student athletes. We are here to enable success. It's our job to deliver as much money as we can possibly deliver to the athletic programs for budget purposes so that they can have the resources that they need to succeed and compete in today's intercollegiate world. It's a difficult world to compete in today, as you guys all know. So that's number one, we need to deliver money, and number two, we need to deliver facilities. So those are the primary responsibilities that we as an administrative staff of the athletic department have. It's not my expectation that public funding is going to solve or meet our needs. We live in a tough political and a tough economic environment right now. We all know what's going on in the United States and in Colorado right now. And for us to expect the state of Colorado to start contributing more funds to the athletic department is probably a poor assumption and not one that we're making. We'll get every penny and nickel of public funding that we're entitled to or we can get our hands on. But from a practical perspective, we are going to become a self-reliant athletic department that will be looking to our community, to our alumni, to our supporters, and to our donors to help us to make CSU athletics successful. And so everyone who's part of the Ram Nation can expect a phone call from me at some point in time because I'm going to ask for help, both in terms of money as well as time and resources and ideas. There's lots of things that can be done to help us make this program bigger and better, and that's absolutely my intention.